So, good day, everybody. We're going to take a few seconds here just to let everybody in and make sure that everybody's up and running and can hear us all here.
And I would love to, if you guys can as well, turn your cameras on. It just makes it a little bit more personal. It makes it more fun, more interactive. I promise I won't pick on you. I'll make it easy for everybody.
Okay, we're at 12 o'clock and we don't like to punish the punctual, so let's get started. Good day. My name is Kim Smythe. I'm president and CEO of the Nanaimo Chamber. To start, I'd like to acknowledge that we live, work, and learn on the unceded territories of the Nanaimo, Saminas, and Snanaws people, and I pay our respect for that. So here we are back from a summer break. Hasn't it been a pandemic whirlwind since we last met together? We talked about this before coming on air live, and talked about it was only late June that Isabelle and ourselves met together the last time. But we're kind of thinking, gee, that feels like it was a year ago.
Yes.
So much has happened. We went from at that time having COVID in the rearview mirror, according to Doc Bonnie, at the end of June, and now having it square in the middle of our windshield again today, reminding us that the more things change, the more they stay the same. But Isabelle Mercier Turcotte is here to help you purposely change things in your life and in your business for the better, starting today. Isabelle is a brand positioning strategist and business growth catalyst, as many of you know. As one of the most inspirational branding, marketing, and customer experience keynote speakers, Isabelle is a no-nonsense dynamo, born to catapult passionate entrepreneurs and thought leaders to build businesses and brands designed to make life better. She's one of North America's top business influencers, best-selling author of the marketing and business book, The Next Big Thing, Top Trends from Today's Leading Experts to Help You Dominate the New Economy. As a two-time TEDx speaker with over 2.5 million views and TV show host, Isabelle's sole purpose is to help entrepreneurs and business leaders become and remain the first, the best, or the only. So imagine a bunch of creative people dealing with thousands of computer files, assets, fonts, and deadlines. Isabelle and partner were operating in both Mac and PC platforms and had on average 65 projects going at once. It was a total nightmare, in Isabelle's words, until they locked themselves in a small boardroom for an entire week to create their famous purpose and place system. So today we're going to learn how to leverage the power of bubble time, use the LeapZone BrainDump System to get clear and organize yourself daily, use the LeapZone Week Planner to prioritize weekly actions, learn to organize the inbox using LeapZone Triage System, learn to organize computer files using the LeapZone Purpose and Place System, and learn the 3 most important tools needed to create order and peace of mind. Go from frustrating chaos to a well-oiled machine, and from overwhelmed to clear, organized, and happy, courtesy of Isabelle. Take it away, Isabelle.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Kim. Thank you, Roberta. And thank you to the Nanaimo Chamber for having me again. I'm happy to be here. I'm also here with Luciano. Luciano may interrupt me a couple times because we work together, and he might want to add a few things to what I'm sharing. And since this write-up of this presentation, it's evolved a little bit. So things have shifted a little bit, yet lots of awesome information to really help you improve your focus, improve your organization, right? Organization level and productivity, so that you can reduce overwhelm and grow with more ease. And as Kim was introducing me there, imagine this, right? Imagine 22 people in an open office, some virtual, some there live, clients from all over the world, dealing with thousands of files and many projects at the same time. I mean, it was hell. It was absolute chaos. So, and my partner and I, we've been in business together for 25 years, and literally we've gone through our fair share of chaos, and we've had to really find ways to become more effective, more productive, so that we can do things with more efficiency, and of course, at the end of the day, with more profitability, so that we can have more freedom in our business and still be able to accomplish a lot. So wherever you are today, I'm just gonna start sharing my screen here in a moment. Let's make sure that you're seeing my screen right now. Thumbs up for everybody, that's good. Awesome, perfect. So wherever you see yourself, whether you're in the hot mess category or in the organized success category or anywhere in between, I promise you there will be value for you today. I want to start by asking you this question. What would you be able to accomplish with more focused? Right? What would you be able to accomplish more of with more focus? Maybe finally write that book you've always wanted to write, create your online program, start your podcast. How about take more time off? Wouldn't that be amazing? Second question is, how much time could you get back if you were more organized, right? How much time can you get back every day, every week, every month if you were more organized? More organized by using smart shortcuts, by organizing your digital files so that you can find anything in under 15 seconds. Luciano has always been quite impressed with our way of organizing files, because we can find anything, whether it's 20 years ago or last week. Chances are we can find it within 15 seconds. How much time could you get back by creating templates so that you can craft a complex email, an important email, in under 1 minute? How much more money, could you generate if you were crystal clear? Why is my camera off? No, it's not. Okay, I thought it was off here. Yeah, so how much more money could you generate if you were crystal clear on your high impact tasks and focus on what actually matters instead of spending precious time continually putting out fires? I'm sure that we all can relate to putting out a lot of fires every day. Well, let me tell you, money loves clarity. And I think right now you would agree with me that it's pretty safe to say that there's a much greater sense of overwhelm in the world. We all have much more to do, much more to take care of at home, in our personal life, and at work. And I think there's a sense overall that everything seems to be equally urgent and important. Am I right, or am I right?
Right.
I think I'm right. So before I share the 5 high performance habit, what I want to do here is I want to talk a little bit about me. For those of you who don't know me, I'm known as the Simon Cowell of branding, positioning, and business growth. And if you know Simon Cowell, he's a judge on American Idol and UK's Got Talent. If you know him, you would think that might not be a compliment, but I do choose to see it as a compliment, because this guy sure knows how to spot and catapult talent forward. I'm just a hell of a lot more fashionable than he is. If you've ever seen him, I think you would agree with me. I'm a brand, as Kim said earlier, I'm a brand strategist and business growth catalyst, and I'm also the co-owner of LeapZone Strategies. My team and I help people, businesses, and brands position themselves as the first, the best, or the only. And that's all about positioning. And if you know your positioning, most people don't, but if you're very clear about your positioning, now we're going to talk about how to be more effective and focused and profitable so that more people can enjoy your how you are being the first, the best, or the only. So as Kim said as well earlier, in the past 25 years, I've created a 7-figure branding agency right out of my teens, right out of school, a 7-figure strategy and coaching business. I've produced and hosted the #1 online branding TV show called Leap TV. If you don't know about Leap TV, there's amazing, great content, absolutely free. I won Entrepreneur of the Year and have been voted one of North America's top business influencers. And happy to report that our 2 TEDx talks are now over 3 million views. So we've impacted 500 more thousand people, which is great. Let me tell you though, that I have been through my fair share of high highs and low lows in my career for sure. I have been paralyzed by fear. I have been swallowed by the feeling that it's just not possible to get it all done without creating 24-hour days and a 9-day week. I have made money, I have lost money. In fact, years ago, I lost $30,000 in one day. In fact, that happened in 1 minute because of a stupid mistake, a mistake that could have totally been avoided had I only had a checklist. Creating that checklist was a $30,000 mistake. I learned that one the hard way. And in the past, and I'm sure you might resonate with me on this, my life lessons appeared in the form of a 2x4 to the face. Literally, or as I like to say it, I like to enthusiastically run myself into a brick wall. Let's just put it this way. At the time, I did not see the subtle signs that the universe gave me. And so now I have methodologies and habits. I'm setting myself up today, every day, to win the game of business, to win the game of being clear about where I'm going. And that's what I want to share. I want to share those high performance habits with you so that you can also do the same. So on the agenda, you're going to learn what uber successful people have in common, because we can learn from uber successful people. I'm going to share 5 high performance habits that are designed to improve your focus and your productivity. And also you'll learn easy to implement, yet really potent, life-changing strategies to help you decrease overwhelm and increase peace of mind. And I'm going to also give you an opportunity to connect with me and my team for a few additional free resources to help you implement what we discussed today and take the work further. The key today is to listen with new ears. You might hear things that you've heard before, but this is an opportunity here to turn common sense into common practice for you and, of course, also for your team. The goal is to not confuse basic with foundational. Basic with foundational. So let me start with a pretty brutal fact here. We spend 25% more time working while being 45% less productive. I don't know about you, but I would much rather flip that equation. I mean, that's a horrible stat. And it can be changed by replacing a few bad habits with a few powerful new habits that are designed to help you play to win rather than play not to lose. See, there's a big difference when a team goes out to play to win versus play not to lose. We're aiming to win, but the energy and our actions are not quite the same. There's a big difference. So I want to ask you, and be honest here with yourself, how many of you, and you might say yes in the chat if that's the case for you, how many of you look at emails within 1 hour of waking up? Just put yes in the chat if that's the case for you. Many people do this. It's a habit. It's a habit that 99.9% of people actually have. Now, that's a stat that Isabelle invented here, the 99.9, but everybody that I talk to, that's what happens, right? Emails get looked at quite early in the moment of waking up. And that little habit alone can reduce your daily performance by about 30%. 30%, that's almost a third of your day. That may be derailed because of letting the world in a little too early. How many times have you gone into email just to actually go write an email, and then an hour later, you were derailed completely because now you were bombarded with other things in your inbox, and suddenly you don't even remember why you went to your emails to begin with. Let me tell you that that's a lot. Like in a year, that's about 25 days in a year of wasted, derailed time causing stress and causing overwhelm. And I can think of a few other things that I would rather do with those 25 days than waste them being derailed. More vacation, anyone? Yes, but we don't tend to think that way, right? So one thing is for sure, busy does not necessarily mean profitable. Busy does not dizzy, exactly, right? Busy does not necessarily mean that you're actually being busy with the right impact tasks, the impact tasks that that create more influence, more profitability, more impact. And at some point or another, we all complain that we don't have enough time. Yet we fill our days with a crap load of unimportant tasks that distract us all the time. Plus, we're very good at taking other people's crap too. How many times in my day do I get derailed by someone else's problem or someone else's urgent task that suddenly makes it onto my desk? Would having more time be helpful? You know, who here would love to find an extra few days when needed in their couch cushions instead of finding crumbs in a quarter? However, contrary to popular belief, the answer to that is no. More time is like having a bigger bag. The bigger the bag, the more crap gets stuffed in that bag. And here's the thing. We don't need more time. What we need more of is more discipline. We need more discipline, and we need better habits that help us follow through with this discipline. And a coach of mine said many years ago, he said, Isabelle, there are two kinds of pain in this world: the pain of discipline and the pain of regret. And I don't think I have to instruct you on which one is worse, right? So it takes discipline to live by design, not by default. It also takes good habits and the right tools. It takes discipline to focus on the vital few rather than the trivial many. There's an amazing book called Essentialism by Greg McKeown. If you have not read this book, I highly recommend it. It's actually a prerequisite to work with us. We count on people having read this book. It's key. So Essentialism from Greg McKeown. Now, what happens with more discipline? Well, with more discipline, you can take control of your actions. You and your team can take control of your priorities. You can take control of what you say yes to, and most importantly, what you say no to. Successful people know very well, they know when to say yes, and most importantly, they know when to say no. And there's a difference between people, uber successful people, and everyone else. And that difference is this, those commonalities, right? Uber successful people have, their level of clarity is next to none. Their level of certainty is remarkable. They have these 5 winning habits that I'm about to share with you. They all have them in common. And they have one baseline belief. And that one baseline belief is this: nothing works. Nothing works, and everything is possible when you work it. So no particular thing works, and everything is possible when you work it. Buying a gym membership doesn't get you buff. Working your butt off at the gym day in and day out does. That is called working it, right? Understanding a concept or a strategy will not get you the results. Consistently implementing that concept or strategy will, proving that nothing works, yet everything is possible when you work it. In Yaletown, on mainland, actually on Hamilton Street in Yaletown, there's 2 restaurants that one in front of each other. One restaurant wholeheartedly believes that keeping the menu the same is what clients, it's a great part of their success. And it's a strategy that they've applied for many, many years or implemented for many years. And they know that that's the key to their success. Consistency is key. The other restaurant, complete opposite. They're also extremely successful, but they believe in changing their menus all the time, consistently all the time, to keep it fresh, keep it unique, keep it new for their client, because their clients like new things. Both are very different strategies. And if you were to interchange these strategies with these companies, both would most likely fail. Why? Because they wouldn't work it. If they don't believe in a strategy, then they won't work it. Therefore, they will fail at it. So nothing works, but everything is possible when you work it. So now what I want to do is I want to share with you the 5 high performance habits that when you implement those consistently, they have the power to keep you organized, double your focus, and double your productivity. And what happens When you have more focus and more productivity, well, you have the ability to create more impact, which is why you're in business to begin with, generate more money, which is also why you're in business, and best of all, increase your satisfaction level at the end of every day. Feeling like you've been uber productive instead of feeling behind at the end of every day, so that you can transition to your personal life, your family time with more peace of mind. That is gold in my life anyways, and I bet you it'd be gold, and it is gold when you feel that in your life as well. So I want to share those 5 habits, what those 5 habits are. You ready? Are you still all with me? Good. Awesome. The first one is be your own $1 million client. And what I mean by that is treat yourself like you would treat a valuable and high-paying client. When a high-paying client needs you, in fact, even if a client doesn't pay you, if they need you, you will be there. When high-paying clients ask you to do something, you deliver it, and you deliver it very well. Why not treat yourself like you would treat a client? See, in my organization at LeapZone, we have our own production board. We know exactly what we need to do when we need to do it, and we treat ourselves no different than if we were a client that is paying us. We have our own internal deadlines. We set time aside every week to work on our own projects, which is also called working on our business. Right? If you invested as much time working on your business like you do working on someone else's business or with another client, you would have your bank account would be better off. You would actually have more clients. Your business would be at a different level, and you would take the time to do the pivotal shifts and the different things that need to be done and course corrected in order to make your business better so you can help more people. We also have very clear goals and objectives for the year. And then we reverse engineer, right? Then we look at what are our priorities for each quarter based on these goals for the year. And then those objectives, they lead our monthly actions, weekly actions, daily actions. If we derail, we don't let ourselves derail more than 2 weeks. We can't, our architecture doesn't allow us to derail more than 2 weeks. This be your own ideal client, this habit alone has gotten us where we are today. And that is sitting 10 years ahead of our business plan. Had we not treated ourselves like a $1 million client, I know for a fact we wouldn't be where we are today. And at the end, Luciano will be sharing some links, because I have tools and I have different links to share with you guys, total free tools, and I will share that with you. Luciano will share that with you at the end. So 1, be your own $1 million client. Number 2, perform daily brain dumps. A brain dump is the action of dumping your thoughts, right, onto paper, whether it's a digital post-it, a paper post-it, whether it's a digital notebook, or literally a piece of white paper. The important part is that you clear your mind of clutter. A full brain cannot function like a well-oiled machine. And in order to grow and scale and handle all the hats that you are wearing, right, and wear them all with fashion, being fashionable, you got to have a well-oiled machine brain. A full brain cannot help you be more productive. A full brain cannot help you be more creative. A full brain cannot help you be more innovative, and cannot help you solve problems with simplicity. A full brain is like monkey brain. Monkey brain, nothing good ever comes from monkey brain. Successful people empty their brains many times a day. I have a post-it method. We use a Trello board to keep our thoughts. We have thoughts that are just in this time that I've been here, I've already written 3 post-its, because my brain is working through a bunch of things. I'm like, oh, next time I will do that. Oh, next time I will say this. Or I've already had, a few post-its on my desk. So some people use an Excel spreadsheet. we have a methodology here that we teach our clients, which is a very simple, almost archaic by design brain dump Excel spreadsheet to keep it simple, and so that you have all your to-dos in one place, and so that you can number them by priority and deciding what priority number 1 is, what priority number 2 is, what priority number 3 is. Because when everything is priority number 1, the indicator is that you're not clear enough on goals and priorities. When everything is urgent and important, there is a lack of organization and prioritization in your day-to-day, which usually means there's a lack of prioritization and objectives at a higher level, like on a quarter level or on a yearly level. And yes, we teach this with all of our clients, whether we work on a creative project level or on a coaching or on a strategic level. We help our clients brain dump, because without brain dumping, life is hard. And not only that, it's much easier, it's much harder for you to start delegating, because if everything is in your brain and it's not collaboratable, it's not designed in a way that it's collaborative. Maybe I invented a new word here with collaborable. Doesn't matter, Isabellism. Anyways, so the key is to be able to not keep everything in your head and to organize it in a way that's going to help you organize your priorities, but also not keep the clutter, much like a computer needs to get rid of cache, right? It needs to like dump the cache once in a while. It's absolutely same thing. And a client actually just shared with me recently, oh my God, he goes, I have never slept better. And I will tell you, sleeping well is gold lately. So do not take performing daily brain dumps lightly. The third high performance habit is implementing bubble time. So before I explain what bubble time is, and it's pretty self-explanatory, also looking at this picture here, the biggest time waster is interruptions. It's an epidemic, actually. It really is. Interruptions are so dangerous, they kill. They kill your clarity, they kill your focus, they kill your productivity, they kill your momentum. They also erode your memory. You know, when you have too many things in the head, at some point, you will start forgetting. And especially if you're in menopause stage with me here, oh boy, this only gets more aggravating. Bubble time is about having uninterrupted time daily so that you can do what's most important and what actually matters, and to do it well. Bubble time can literally double your efficiency level, and I am being very conservative here. This is not lip service. I've experienced this and continually experience this daily. Think about it. Why is it that we can work so much more productively, uber early in the morning or later at night or on weekends? I am so productive when everybody else is on vacation, you know, at Christmas time, or when it's a vacation where everybody's off. I'm like, oh my God, I can get so many things done. Well, that's because nobody's expecting anything of us. We feel a certain sense of freedom with that, and there's no interruptions. At Scenario Design, my first business, when we had 22 employees and some virtual and some at the office, we didn't have any doors. We had to create a methodology like this in order to make sense of it all. And in order to, I would come to work at 4 a.m. and between 4 a.m. and 9 a.m., I would be able to do tremendous amount of progress. And then my herd, this is how I call it at the time, my awesome team would come in from 9 to 5, and then it was all fires and interruptions. And then when they left, I kicked into gear again. And then I'd go for dinner, and then I'd come back, and then I'd work probably from like 8 to 11. And then I thought, wow, my employees all have amazing lives, and I have none at all. My employees had Fridays off. I didn't. I'd catch up on Fridays, man. So I was like, there has to be a better way. So we created, now I don't pretend to say and to be so good that I've invented non-interrupted methodology. But for us at the time, nobody told us, hey, do this. Yet we implemented this to a point where it was just me initially. And then it was half a day per day Our whole team, at certain parts of the day, they were in non-interruption bubble mode. The result, 65% more profitable as a team with that methodology. Literally. It is hard to implement because it's so easy, bing, bing, ding, ding. Then we feel like we can't not pick up the phone. We feel like we can't not look at emails for 5 hours. We feel a sense of responsibility and obligation. And I understand that not everybody can have the luxury of not being paged or not being alert. There are some jobs that do require, if you're a surgeon on call, well, obviously bubble time is not the time for you that day, right? Lives are at stake here, people. But if you're in a service business in consulting or coaching or training environment, or in many other industries, there's absolutely a way to create bubble time. It doesn't need to be half a day. It could be 90-minute lapse of time, period of time. And the key is to set expectation. If any one of you here has ever emailed me, you'll get an automated response that says, I look at emails a couple times a day, and it will most likely take over 24 hours before I get back to you. Now, is that 100% true? No, it's to set an expectation. Do I look at emails sometimes more than 3 times a day? Yes. Do I reply within an hour sometimes? Yes. But I don't want people to expect that of me, so that when I cannot, then I feel like I've set expectation properly. So I hope that is making sense. If you have any questions and takeaways and thoughts, just jot them down, and I'm going to ask for those at the end. Number four, use smart time blocking. So bubble time is a lapse of time that is, I'm just recapping here to show you the difference. Bubble time is a lapse of time that is no interruption. Time blocking is literally, it's how you organize what you do in your day, in your week, in your month, by reserving space in your day-to-day, meaning AKA calendar rhythm, calendar flow, and your team should do this as well, to really increase productivity and to ensure that what matters most actually gets done and done on time. Everybody knows in my team that if it's not in my calendar, it won't get done. So everything is in my calendar, literally everything. And actually, the first thing that I do at the beginning of a year is time block my time off. So how many people you probably have said this before as well, oh, when this project is over, I will take time off. When I reach this level of my business, then I'll be able to do this. When this, then that, is a very dangerous phrase. What you need to do with anything, right now we're talking about time blocking, yet this, what I'm about to say, works for absolutely everything. If you actually look at your calendar, and you may not know where you're going to go into your time off, but you know that you will take time off. You don't know where you're going to go, but you know that you're going to be off. So in my architecture, I start by time off. Does it mean I don't like to work? No, I love to work, and I work smart and sometimes hard. And yet I need to organize my business and my life and my flow so that it also serves me. Because if I'm not served, then I can't serve others either. So I start by booking my time off in my calendar. I block it off, everybody knows. And then what happens, like a nice little puzzle, everything rejigs itself in order to make that happen. That's called, creating an architecture for your day-to-day flow. At scenario design in my previous business, I didn't even take a day off over the weekend. And my coach once said, I bet you can't take a week off. And I was like, you're right. And then he said, I bet you can't take 12. And I was like, in my mind, right, I'm like, you're absolutely right. But I love myself a challenge. I'm like, you're on, buddy. You're on. So I literally did this. I time blocked it, organized it all. The result, I did take 12 weeks off. That was many, many years ago. And it was our most profitable year to date at that point, at that time. And today, as a result of, I call that, how do you call that when you give reinforcement? What's the word I'm looking for here? Positive reinforcement, right? Had it crumbled, I might have had a completely different experience. However, when you organize something in order to allow for it to happen, there's 90% more chance for it to actually work, right? So today we take every 8th week off. And so next week for us is one of those weeks where we take it off. We might work on our business. We might, we will have a completely different rhythm in our week. I will not be back to back on Zoom. I will not be on coaching calls, training calls, no retreats, no strategic anything, but for us. We take Fridays to work on our business, to create, to rejig, to course correct. And we take the month of July off to rejuvenate, and yet because of smart time blocking, we're able to actually make that happen. And at the time, we didn't have the team that we have today, and we still made it. We closed for these times in my previous business. We actually closed all of 4 of these 12 weeks. They were not in a row, by the way, but and we were way more profitable and way busier. It's amazing how much people want to work with you when you have just a certain amount of days or weeks or months to work with them. Okay, so now, and by the way, more things get done. It's actually counterintuitive, but more things get done that way. Now that we've booked our self-care, which is super important, now let's talk about using tasks rather than events in your calendar. So whether you use Outlook or Google Calendar, all tools have a task function and an event function. And I tend to teach using tasks for things that take 10, 15 minutes or less. If it's to take more than 10, 15 minutes, then I gotta actually block the time in my calendar to make that work. And so what I do is I use color-coded for time blocks. So I use color code to block certain categories in my calendar, and I will share those categories with you, just to show you why I do this way. So in my color coding, I have an orange color code for my appointments. Orange are for appointments, coaching strategy sessions, anything that I'm working with my clients, it's an orange block. Pending appointment, if I've offered a time slot to someone and it's pending, it's in yellow. I have a prospecting category too. So anytime that I'm presenting a proposal, doing a clarity call, delivering a proposal, answering question around a proposal, making phone calls, connecting with people, anything prospecting is blocked in my calendar and it is in green. And then anything creative projects, because we have a creative side to our business, anything creative, designing things for our clients, that's a purple block, whether it's for us or for clients. Remember, we are a client of LeapZone. Prep time, like I had a half an hour prep time before being here today. Those are in gray. Speaking, anytime I am speaking, which I am in right now, I'm in a peach block, time block right now. And my bubble time is my time like this, and some of my bubble time is blocked already forever and ever, as the French would say, ad vitam aeternam, Latin. Forever and ever and ever in my calendar. Do I need to move some of those sometimes? Yes, but I always have time blocked in my calendar for all these things. You know what that does? These categories, prospecting, personal time, creative, which are all categories of my business, it just, with an eye, I can see if there's not enough green peppered in my calendar on a regular basis, I know I'm creating a lull because there's not enough prospecting. So I'm able to see, and by the way, there's a tool I'm going to share with you guys. There's a tutorial on this. I'll share all the links of that towards the end, so you can actually see what I'm talking about. So the result of that is I get more things done in a week than most people do in a month. Some people have said to me that they don't even do that much in a 6-month period. I mean, it's ridiculous, right? And mainly I can really see the imbalances of some of the categories that I'm possibly ignoring or I need to start ramping back up again. So that's really helpful to make sure that all the things, all the categories that are important in your business actually get the light of day, right? They get a bit of assist, a bit of attention, a little bit like if you have one child, you'll feed that child. But if you have 7 children, you can't, at the 7th child, you can't say, hey, you know what, child 1 and 2, you're on your own, I'm not feeding you anymore. At some point, you still need to feed the other categories, at this case, children, in your day-to-day. So use smart time blocking. Block your time. In one of my time, the creative, I will have 5 or 6 things to do in there. They're going to be written in my block. So I know when I'm going to address what in my day-to-day, so I can be fully present and not worry about, oh my God, I forgot this. Oh my God, I forgot that. Oh, when am I going to do this? It's all very organized. It's a bit of a Tetris game, I have to say, yet it actually really, really does work. It's beautiful. Okay. And number 5 is leverage the right tools. Man, the right tools can make a huge difference in your day-to-day efficiency. Leveraging technology to stay on top of your work, your communication, and on top of your collaboration with your team and with your clients will save you time. And of course, time is money most of the time. So we use tools like Trello to project manage all to-dos, all tasks, all things that are related to our clients or us as a client. So right now I'm creating a new masterclass series that's going to be evergreen online. All the to-dos, all the people that are working on it, all the files, they're all organized in Trello. There are lots of different tools. There's Monday.com, Asana. We chose Trello because it's visual and it's super easy to use. But all projects and internal communication always kept everywhere in Trello. We use also Keep, which is also known as Infusionsoft, to manage our contacts, email marketing, and all of our automations. A lot of our automations are set up in a tool like Keep. There are also a lot of different tools that can help you. One tool that we moved up from Insightly, Insight.ly, amazing free tool that can totally help you or organize your contacts, and some automations actually in the pipeline with Insightly. We use Voxer. Voxer is a tool that turns your computer or your phone, your smartphone, into an audio, much like WhatsApp, although a little bit more intelligent than WhatsApp. So we communicate internally with our clients, have access to us on Voxer. We communicate with our clients every day with this. So when you work with us, you have your team of coaches in your back pocket by just simply connecting through audio voice. So we don't have to sync calendars. I mean, there are coaching sessions and strategy sessions, but in our day-to-day, within my team, within my clients, within some of my subcontractors, we actually communicate simply by voice. And there's rules around what we do by voice, what we do in Trello, what we do via email, for example. Very, very organized. I used another tool called Snagit. Snagit is from TechSmith, and what it does is it allows me to record my screen and my voice so I can create tutorials, I can show things, I train my team this way, I present creative projects this way to my clients. I'll do training this way so that website audits, when I do a website audit or a social media audit, we do it all and we record our thoughts so that our clients can review it over and over and over again. They can also send it to their team so that suddenly the information they have in their heads is not stuck in their heads. It's also leverageable and shareable. And within Gmail or within your email software, we use labels, we use the snooze. I don't keep any emails in my inbox that I don't need to deal with today. If I can just deal with it tomorrow, I will snooze it tomorrow. I do not like to see things in my inbox that don't pertain to me right now, I don't need to take care of right now. and I just feel that that's overwhelming. I just snooze it to tomorrow, or I will even snooze it to 3 o'clock this afternoon. If I have a meeting at 3:15 and I need that piece of email, I will snooze it so it comes back at the top of my inbox at 3:15, so it doesn't clutter my inbox, it doesn't give me heartburn, and I will get it back when I need it. I also use Boomerang when I send an email and I want to make sure that, hey, if this email has not been addressed in 3 days, please poke me. Or, hey, regardless of if this email has been responded to, please put it back into my inbox within 7 days. So I don't rely on my memory, even though I have a great memory. I don't rely on my memory. One, it's not helpful it takes brain cells away from problem solving. And it also doesn't make it shareable and in a collaborative way. And I use Brain Toss on my phone. I have I'm sure you do as well, millions of ideas. When you're walking, when you're driving, when I'm driving, oh my God, I don't know what happens to my brain, but Jesus, it's very profitable, prolific when I'm driving, but that is not a great place to be prolific. So I have a little app where I can just click, talk, click, and then literally it's in my inbox. So Brain Toss, I believe it's $9 for the app. It's changed my life. So, and we have templates for just about anything at LeapZone. I'm dyslexic, so for me to have to write complicated emails and things like write proposals, I know I don't start from scratch rarely ever now. There's something that I can leverage, and swipe copy we call in marketing. So we have templates for just about anything. Proposal templates, day-to-day email templates, marketing email templates, folder structure template. I have about 30 folders that I use for each client, and I'm not going to recreate that every time. I have a template of these folders. If it's a creative project, boom, this is the folder structure I take. If it's a coaching or a strategy client or project, boom, this is the folder structure that I take. So it really is set up to be well-oiled. Do I tweak it? Do I course correct it? Do I go, oh, now that I know what I know, I need to change that? Yes, but it's way easier to tweak than to always start from scratch every day. So, and we share all of that, all of our tools, all of how we use things, our best practices, our templates, we share that with our clients when we work with our clients. So what I've done is I've created a bit of a cheat sheet here for you guys to remember these 5 habits. So be your own $1 million client, perform daily brain dumps, implement daily bubble time, use smart time blocking, leverage the right tools. And if you do that consistently, I promise you, you will experience less stress, more focus, and more importantly, you'll love your work again. Sometimes we don't love our work because we're just uber overwhelmed somewhere else, right? So you can download this cheat sheet at leapzonestrategies.com/success habits. So stay the same and risk insanity, or implement success habits to make life better for yourself, for your team, and of course for your clients. So my point for today is this. If you don't take charge of yourself and take charge of your day-to-day priorities, I guarantee you someone else will. Right? Your clients will, your emails will, your daily fires will. And there's a caveat though, and the caveat is that we all tell ourselves that we don't have time. And that's a lie. We do have time. And what we do say though is we don't have time to reorganize our digital files, but we're okay to lose a few hours a day, looking for things. We don't have time to reorganize and optimize our calendar, but we're okay to waste precious time every day, wondering what's a priority and what's not. And we can't afford to not look at emails 50 times a day or not answer the phone when it rings. Yet we're okay working till 9 every night because of constant interruptions. I'm here to say money loves clarity. Money loves focus. Money loves momentum. And you know what? People want to do business with people who are organized, have boundaries, and have the courage to respect those boundaries. I got a Rogers Television as a client specifically because I respected a boundary of mine, and she was so impressed that I respected that boundary that she decided that we were the company to work with. At the time, that was a massive win for us, massive win. So, for those of you who want to continue this conversation further, there's a few things that I can give you here. And we'll give all those links in a moment here. There's a masterclass that is about get paid well for your genius, and that's about protecting yourself from the 3 major warning signs that your small business is set up to fail in today's economy. So you can actually continue. If you've watched it before, awesome. If you haven't, it's free, and it's definitely worth watching. And I said at the beginning that I was going to share with you a program, a tool to help you implement this. And this is called our Built to Rock system. It's by application only. It's really designed to help with focus and time management, brand positioning, marketing and social media, and business growth planning. And it's, as I said, it's by application only. Have a look, apply. It costs absolutely nothing to apply. We have amazing COVID discounts right now for the re-entry in the workforce for our awesome community. And truly, I mean, at the end of the day, if Built to Rock is possibly not a fit for you, the key is to just get in contact with us. Very easy. We have very different ways of working with different size companies, from strategic retreats to one-on-one coaching to by project. The best way to get in touch with us is to fill out our needs assessment at leapzonestrategies.com/rise. That needs assessment will get you to have a conversation with us and really determine how and if we can best help you, and which methodology would be best to actually fulfill your objectives and work with more efficiency and also more positioning, right? We do a lot of brand positioning as well. That's all in the mix. If you're positioned well, but you're not efficiently living your day to day, either way, you're gonna get to a brick wall, right? So the key is to remember that it's much easier to do it, all of what I've just talked about here, than to dwell on it. Much easier to do it than it is to dwell on it. So Luciano will share those links with you guys in the chat. And what I want to do here is I'm going to stop the share because I want to see you. I want to see you more here. And what I would like for you to just unmute yourself, and for some of you to unmute yourself and just let me know, what's a question you have. You want to pick my brain or Luciano's brain on something, or maybe you have a takeaway that you want to share, something that really resonated with you that you're going to implement and you're going to measure results. So who's willing to share first here? I would love to hear from you. Marlies, you're unmuted.
Okay. I just have a question about bubble time and working in an environment where you're close, like in one room where there's 3 people working.
Yep.
Obviously, like the phone's ringing and people are talking, and
yes.
I just wanted to get your advice on that.
Yes. So what I used to do, I mean, now today I'm fortunate to have a door on my office, which is, a luxury. Then I was 20 people around me. So I had the biggest earphones ever, noise canceling earphones. And when I had my earphones on, it was visual code for don't even think about it. Don't look at me. Don't even email me, for crying out loud. Like, people knew. And there are days, Marlies, that I actually forgot. I'm so comfortable with my headsets on all day. I stayed with my headset and people were like, we have questions for you. I'm like, well, ask. They're like, you have your headset on? So sometimes even in those years, those big, thick monitors, I had a teddy bear on my monitor. And when the teddy bear was on my monitor, it was a visual cue for don't even think about it.
Okay.
So whatever method works for you, just make sure that it's visible. We've even implemented this with our clients' kids. Clients now have been working from home and the kids are always busting in their offices, and we're like, no, they need to learn that when this drawing is on your door, they're not allowed in, so we're even teaching our clients' kids to actually become good bubble timers.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome. Anyone else? Free coaching. This is your opportunity here to connect.
I think I'm going to implement your calendar strategy. I use it to some degree, but actually putting everything on in color code, I like that idea. I'm going to implement that.
Yeah, and there's one of the links there, I believe, is use your calendar smartly. That you'll see how I do that. I've evolved since I've recorded that tutorial, and yet it's still very. So if you go, oh, her colors have changed, don't worry about it. It's just it evolved. But yeah, I mean, for me, I just like to see at a glance what my week is looking like, and if there's anything that I need to, like, there's a blind spot that's about to jump at me, and I want to know where I'm spending too much time, not enough time, where I need more time. If it's all purple, then obviously I need more orange. Like, I'm ignoring some clients, but I'm not ignoring them, but somehow they're booked a bit further, and I just want a better rhythm within this, so that I don't feel like at the end of my day, I've done well here, but all these things are not addressed. I need to address them somehow. And they don't need to be addressed today, they need to be addressed. So you just need to time block them.
Yeah, good idea.
One of the things I'll add to Marlise's comment about bubble time is that with bubble time, it's not the people around you that are going to affect you all the time. It's the people that are not around you that come in. And so you need to let others know, hey, by the way, you know, it might be through autoresponders or voicemail messages or anything to that effect. You know, I'm away, but I'll be back, you know, just letting the outside world know, because that's who tends to come in a little bit more.
And it's all about positioning too, to add to that with Luciano. It's not like we say, hey, we're busy with other clients right now. I mean, that'd be shitty positioning, right? Like making someone feel not important. We go, hey, we're busy working on helping you with your business in the background here. So we'll be back as of 1 p.m. and we'll be able to answer your questions. You know, this is also why we use Voxer, because our clients can connect with us there, and we don't hear it live, although we could. But I can go back, if let's say I take a break of half an hour, I go for a nice walk, I catch up on all my Voxers, I've replied to everybody, everybody's happy. I didn't have to book a calendar invite, I didn't have to be on Zoom, and I could just reply to these things, make my clients feel like I'm not only on the ball, but I'm totally helping them. They have me and the whole team here in their back pockets, and without syncing calendars and going, we can't meet until next week. I mean, that's ridiculous, you know? We're moving fast here, you know, can't wait 3 weeks to get shit done. Oh. Go ahead, Kim.
I'm going to have to exit only myself, and I'm sure that you'll want to stay on the line and continue to answer questions, but I want to thank you before I do exit, as I have a 1 o'clock Zoom. But you're back with us October 14th. Thursday for a virtual event speaking on women's leadership. We'll have a panel there with you, fighting you for the chance to speak. But this session for me today personally was really important, because I spend time, this is ridiculous, I spend time being jealous of my colleagues who have such great time management skills. I've got one colleague, when you phone him, it goes directly to voicemail and says, please check my website for my availability. The times that you can call me is listed then. I have another one who lists weekly. Here's where I'm going to be all week. Here's when I can talk to you. Here's when I can't talk to you. Yeah. And I go away thinking, oh, I hate that. I just hate that. When I should be doing it myself all the time, because I just have too many things at my command, and too many things I'm either sitting as the chair of or have responsibilities to fulfill with somebody else. So I'm going to take take today's session definitely at heart, and I'm going to probably be calling you up for some advice and help.
Well, no worries. So and you know what? One more thing for you specifically. I know you need to go. A coach of mine said to me once, he goes, when you see someone and you envy them, you wouldn't see and envy them if you weren't ready to implement it. So that means you're actually ready. So go for it.
Yeah. I thank you very much. I'm going to exit, and I look forward to seeing you October 14th. We have some other events going on at the Chamber. We have our first live Business After Business tomorrow at a place called Hook and Hook. It's an indoor-outdoor event. So we got distance, we got masks, we got we're going to be healthy.
Right.
In the middle of October 15th, we have our first chamber luncheon in 20 months. Our speakers are the Minister of Mental Health and Addictions, Sheila Malcolmson, and also the Minister of Jobs, Innovation, and Economic Recovery, Mr. Ravi Kalan. That is in person at Vancouver Island Conference Center, October 15th. Super looking forward. We did a focus group to ask if people were ready to get together. Could they see themselves networking with masks on? And one of the comments came back, I would network with a sleeping bag on. Like, just get back to networking, please. So October 15th, I hope you'll be brave and join us at the Vancouver Island Conference Center. Plenty of distance for everybody in there. Thank you so much, Isabelle and Luciano. I'll see you again very soon.
You're
Thanks,
welcome.
Kim.
Thank you.
Thanks everybody for joining us.
And for those of you that are still here, I want to say that, you know, these are all things that we teach when we work with our clients, even in our Built to Rock program, which is part live, part online video training. And all of this, the pre-module 1, there's 8 modules in Built to Rock. The get ready modules, a lot of people email me and go, that the get ready module was worth the price of admission of the whole program. And that's because, you know, even though, in addition to teaching about positioning and branding and marketing and social media and all that, we teach about self-management. Kim used the term time management, and he's right. And it's not, you can't manage time. You can only manage yourself within the time you have, right? So, yeah. So any other thoughts, questions, takeaways before we close today's session? Going once, going twice. Awesome. Okay, so we will see you guys later in the month. Have an awesome week. And remember, implementing this will make a difference. Just knowing it won't do dick for you. Okay, see you guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Bye.